Should we be concerned about Jameson Williams? Now, this is not a video response to anyone. I did see Mark Orm's video, and I agree with a lot of it. I just wanted to add kind of my 2 cents on it. Should we be concerned with Jameson Williams and the apparent kind of maybe fit or tantrum that he may have been having on the sideline? The thing that I'll say about that is Jameson Williams is 21 years old. Remember what it was like for you to be 21. Also, think about this. Jameson Williams, we've heard it from Brett Holmes. We've heard it from Dan Campbell. He is a football player. Some of these guys have been playing football since right around the time they knew how to talk. They started school, they started football. And even if that's not the case, the kid loves the game. Does he need to mature? He does. Will he? Absolutely. He's been playing the game for more than half his life. He is playing in the biggest game of his life. He gets hurt. He has to be shelved for almost a year. And when he comes back, every time he touches the ball, he wants to score. He needs to, yes, he will have to mature. We all had to mature at 21. Is it a concern? I don't believe it is. I believe that the Detroit Lions, they did their due diligence. They talked to him in the interview process. A lot of y'all thought Kayvon Thibodeau was going to be a Detroit Lion, and I knew that he wasn't. He does not fit what we're trying to do. For the very few words that Jameson Williams does say, the Detroit Lions saw enough in him that they didn't have to worry about the Michael Thomas attitude. They didn't have to worry about the Antonio Brown attitude. Jameson Williams was excited. He's young. He is hype. This is what he loves to do. You saw what happened when he scored his first touchdown. You saw what happened. And I think a lot of that, too, on the sideline. Got to remember, Lions did a flea flicker. Jameson Williams was not only, what a ball placement by Jared Goff, but the Jets, man, turned him on. And to have his first, you got to remember, Jameson Williams that was his third touch. His third touch. The first one went to the crib, right, wide open. The second one, he was moving that thing. Tried to dive from the 10-yard line. This one, 2 out of his 3 touches were touchdowns. They were touchdowns. He wants to score. He's a football player. He needs to mature. That will come. He's around the right people. Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes will put Jameson Williams around the right people. One of the reasons that he needed to play this year was for what you saw. The chemistry. Brad Holmes talked about it today in his press conference. The chemistry is a thing that needs to be developed. Expect a lot more working out between J-Mo and Jared Goff. And he all but promised that we would see a different result next year. Jameson Williams was never meant to be on the shelf for 2022, but he was also drafted for 2023, knowing that he would have a limited time in this 2022 season. So aren't you glad that Jameson Williams saw the field? I think that he grew up a ton in the 6 games that he was able to play. So I understand what Dim Sum says. Something goes wrong every time J-Mo is targeted, drops, penalties, and poor throws, but on all 3 targets this year. If Goff connects with J-Mo, he'll have 40 touchdowns, no lie. When J-Mo and Goff get that connection, it's scary. That's going to be facts on facts. He got 3 touches in 6 games. Let's cut him a break. Well, and that's the thing. Like, I understand what it looks like. When he was drafted, it was coming out that the man didn't even open his mouth. And it was coming out that he didn't want to be a Detroit Lion. That's what speculation can do. So none of this is about Mark Orms and his video. This was just about, I saw it too on the sideline. The first thing I thought was remember what happened when I think Amon-Ra was pushed out of bounds and Jameson was still in street clothes and he ready to go, for his team. I think that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a guy that loves what he's doing, that wants to help his team, and in a way he has to calm down just a little bit. He is going to have to mature, but that's going to happen. I don't really think anything he did was out of line that much. I think what it was the last game of the season. He had a flea flicker play. He did his job. He caught the ball. He burns 2 defenders. If I'm Jameson Williams and I'm running across the end zone, I'm thinking, this is life. I score on Lambeau Field. 2 of the 3 touches are touchdowns. I'm hyped, right? To see it called back on the holding call, and then to finish his season. This young man wants to play the game. So Jameson Williams will be all right. He is going to have to grow up, but we all did at 21. Can't nobody say right now that they're the same person that they were at 21. And if you are more mature at 21 than you are now, then you've got a problem. So I think Jameson Williams will be just fine.